I do want to announce there will be a competition between Bradley and I on some of these climbing things. And by the way, I go ahead and concede now. It is, as other mayor used to say, it's a great day to be in Mebane, and thank y'all. I want to welcome all of you today for the ribbon cutting events. I was fortunate to participate in many events like this, but it's equally, if not more pleasurable, to be part of a ribbon cutting that directly benefits our Mebane citizens and the community. Furthermore, I want to thank you all for today's ceremony, as this event represents another example of making Mebane's future remain positively charming. Before I go any further, I'd like to introduce the Mebane city officials that are here. Our council members, Katie Burkholder, Jonathan White, Sean Ewing, Montrina Hadley. Did I miss anybody? Oh yeah, Tim Bradley is coming up next. So we're glad they're here. City officials, our city manager, Chris Rollins. Preston Mitchell's not here. He had a choice. And for us that are married men, he had a choice of celebrating his wife's birthday or this. So I think all the guys will attest that that's the best decision. But I also want to recognize our valuable partners, the Impact Alamance, not only for their financial contribution for this project, but also the difference they make as leaders, both individually and collectively for Mebane and all of Alamance County. So on behalf of all the Mebane City Council and other city officials and our partners, we're excited to be here to cut the ribbon for phase one. And I want to emphasize phase one because there's plans to expand this into future. I know the guys doing the budget right now, the staff doing the budget don't want me to say near future, but we are, I think, our new inclusive playground. Many of you have heard me and other city officials represent and reference Mebane's high quality of life. Today represents another step towards that, not only maintaining that high quality of life, but building upon it. It is not lost to me that we're standing in a park that was once under consideration for a housing development. Past city officials felt this location had a higher community purpose, and eventually, in conjunction with the North Carolina 119 project, the city acquired it for a park. And it was under the direction and the leadership of Tim Bradley that we moved this project from acquisition to acquisition of this land. And today we see the fruits of such an effort. The first phase included designating this park as a passive and rustic environmental focused park that allows citizens to enjoy the environment. Furthermore, in an effort to preserve and build upon the past, it was named Kate's Farm Park in honor of his past connection to the successful farm of his namesake. The second phase was quickly decided upon, although delayed by COVID and resulting impacts, was to include an inclusive playground on the top of the site's prominent hill, offering a facility that all members of Mebane's citizenry could enjoy. As I stand here, both the trails and the playground have turned out tremendously. And I look forward to seeing and hearing about the joy of this park, specifically this inclusive playground brings to our city. To the citizens of Mebane and all those who are involved in this project, thank you for making Mebane a better place to live, a better place to work, and for your desire to ensure our community remains positively charming. In conclusion, I would like to mention and compliment both past and present Mebane officials and community leaders who have supported and continue to encourage the high quality of life standards that we have set for the city of Mebane. Their decisions and guidance have allowed us to fund such endeavors. Again, thank you to everyone that's here today, those who contribute to the event leading to today's ribbon cutting for the new inclusive playground. called Everyone's Playground here at Kate's Farm. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Hooks. Now we'll bring Mayor Pro Tem Tim Bradley to the podium.
Thank you, Aaron. Thank you, Mayor, as well. This site, if you came back here years ago, would have had hay bales. Maybe 30 years ago, 20 years ago, you'd have probably seen round bales and even black cows roamed the area. And I'm told by Aaron that that wasn't the last time some convict cows escaped another farm and was roaming over here while they were under development. But hopefully they got those under control. There used to be a pickling operation for pickles. If you'll remember, that's where Kate's pickles come from, was this area. It left in the 20s, and I'm told Mayor Hooks was not around at that time, even though some believe he might have been. The Kate's family is important to Mebane, and when I saw that they wanted me to do a history of the Kate's farm or Kate's park history, I got a little concerned because there's so much history indwelled in this area. And as the mayor said, we looked at we constantly back in the 2000 to 2009 timeframe, we were constantly approached by developers saying, we'd like to see what you think about this housing development here. We'd like to see what you think about this housing development. All of us believed that we didn't want to see this area broken up into small homes because it's actually one of the last remaining working farms in the Mebane area. You have to go really out Hallfield, and we're losing a lot of those as well. But anyway, the Cates family has been important to Mebane. They were instrumental in creating the Woodlawn School. Mindy Cates worked with the farm and the city. We were able to they were able to preserve through conservation easements a lot of areas around the original farm, which is just across the creek. But it's great to know that this place is going to be a park and not a subdivision. But as the mayor said, back in the late 90s, all the council members saw the potential for this, but we really didn't know what to do. I saw an article in our state magazine in 2009 about this company called Unique Places, where they had taken some land in Franklin County and got conservation easements and actually saved it for a park. So I called a gentleman named Jeff Fisher. He was the president of Unique Places, and he came and looked. David Cheek was our city manager at the time and was very cooperative in working with Jeff. They brought staff out here, and Jeff and his staff fell in love with this area. They immediately saw the potential for a park in this area, and he gave us a phase 1 plan and he gave us a phase 2 plan. And we were also dealing with the bypass, the potential for the bypass, and the potential for what's called orphaned land, where DOT puts a highway in, and then you have land that's not accessible or it's orphaned, and that we could extend that. So in November of 2009, he gave a report. He continued to work. One of the problems we had, though, that Franklin County didn't have was the federal funding for conservation easements sort of dried up. All of you remember the 2007 to 2012 timeframe when COVID was bad, federal funding had dried up. But we continued to push, and in 2017, Unique Places, actually, Jeff Fisher, Unique Places actually purchased this land. That's how committed and how much they love the property. And I'm not sure, I don't recall what the overall cost was, but I imagine down in the future, well into the future, our kids and our grandkids are going to come by here and they're going to say, I don't know what they paid for this land, but isn't it great that they saved it? When you go out to Yellowstone Park, and I hate to say this way, but this is kind of Mebane's Yellowstone Park. If you add this to Lake Michael, this is an area that remains like it was when we were kids, and will continue to remain that way. So it's actually a wonderful thing. But we began the plans, and Nature Trails LLC put the trails in. The renovation of the barn was actually they fixed the barn up so it wouldn't continue to decay. Renovation of the barn is going to be done. This elevated playhouse in conjunction with Impact Alamance. We're actually going to put a wildflower garden out here. when we came out here with Jeff Fisher's staff and walked the property, it was interesting. They pointed out flowers and things on this property that's uncommon and you don't see anywhere on this property. So all that will be safe for the future. But the beauty is, if you walk through the woods on the trails, you're going to see timber that's old growth timber. You're going to see Mill Creek untouched, running through the bottom. It's really a long trail. 3 different city managers have been involved with this project. Several city council members, including some of those in the past and some of those serving. But I'm very proud of what this site has become. Very proud of our little involvement, and I'm very excited about what it could be in the future. When it's all said and done, most of us have a little ability to impact the big scheme of things. But when you look at this park, whatever little effort any of you put into it, you can be grateful and recognize that people will enjoy this in perpetuity. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem Bradley. This is an exciting day. I think back of Jeff with the Unique Places talking to former manager David Cheek and I about this property. They had marketed it for people to buy it and actually put subdivisions here. And Jeff convinced David and I to come down here along with Dean Ray to take a walk. And we walked down along the path going to the pump station over there and walked into the woods. And as soon as we did, an owl wider than my arms came flying by and went into the woods. And it was a pretty special moment. And we all sort of looked at each other and said, oh my gosh. And then once we got down in the woods and saw the big timber down along the creek, which is in the conservation easements that are sort of all along the creek, all along the low places to make sure this area stays like it is. We really left that day going, we got to figure out how to do something. And with the help of the council, their past history with the land, everything sort of came together for us to acquire it. And Impact Alamance had a great impact on it also. I remember talking to Tracy and Marcy, and Marcy was talking about, Tracy talked about a tree house that was more like a playground kind of tree house. And they really sort of liked that idea. And as we started talking about it, we were going, that would be pretty cool. And originally we talked about that sort of being in the trees, but there are a lot of conservation easements up there. So we ended up having to move it over here. One of the first trips that Aaron took as he got here back in 2018 was to actually go visit Beanstalk Builders playground in the western part of the state. And once we sort of saw that, we said, this is what we need. I was telling Aaron, we started off talking about spending very little money, maybe $300,000, putting this over there, no playground, no bathroom, just getting it done. But with the help of the council and the vision of everybody involved, this is what we have today. Yes, we did spend a little bit more money than that, but this is a spectacular spot that kids for many generations are going to enjoy. And as you heard earlier, this is the first phase. So there's another phase to put more towers out here, expand it a little bit. So we're looking forward to that day coming. I want to thank everybody involved. This was a really big group effort from the council, from Impact Alamance, from Kyle's water and sewer crews, that instead of bidding it out and spending more money, they literally went down to the tree line at the creek, brought the sewer line up the hill, came right through here, and laid the sewer over here. They brought the water from the road up here with their crews so that all of this could come together. You see the playground, the ramps, the slide, the climbing ropes, the wheelchair swing over there. the cargo net. I mean, it just goes on and on. So this is a spectacular place. The mulch is really not mulch. It's engineered wood, actually, that is cut in a way with drainage and everything under it. So not only kids, but kids also in wheelchairs are able to come up here, get up, pull on the ropes, take a wheelchair from over there to the sidewalk, and come up here just like we are today. So the 5 towers coming in the future, you know, if anybody wants to make a donation, we're glad to talk to you. You know, we can put you on a long-term payment plan, but it will be coming, but it might take a few years. I want to thank everybody involved. Allie Williams, Carmen King, our lead engineer, Franz Holt. They did the design to make all of this work. Surface 678 worked on making sure the landscaping and everything worked. They also did the work over at our community park, so we greatly appreciate them. Central Builders was the general contractor who did all the work here, the parking lot, the grading. Everybody kept saying, you're just building a playground. You should have been done by now. This wasn't just an average playground, as you can see, and there was a lot of grading work that had to become first. Beanstalk Builders was the contractor that builds these structures across the state and country, and we greatly appreciate them. Also a North Carolina company like everybody else. Impact Alamance for the grant funding we received to help with this project. I talked about Franz. Public Works was involved in it. The City Maintenance Division will be getting the signs and everything that go up. We're close to having everything done, but we wanted to go ahead and get this place open while the weather was great and, you know, this first part of May. PIO, our logistics today, IT department, we've got some wireless coming here like we have at all of our other parks. We're literally right now switching everything over to Lumos fiber at all of our facilities, but we will be having wireless here and everywhere else in town. And the engineering department and just everybody involved. I mean, we greatly appreciate everything that's gone into turning this dream into a reality. Special thanks once again to the council. I went to them, I guess about 2 years ago and said, I know we talked about this number, but I need a bigger number to make this really happen and do it the right way. And they all agreed, and we're very thankful. And then the RPAC with the Recreation Department, our RPAC members supporting this project and the other projects that we do all over town. Thank y'all.
Good morning, everyone. I'm so excited about this space, and I want to start by thanking the councilman, administration for making this happen, and I want to thank our Parks and Rec department. You know, they are in the weeds with this. They had to face challenges and many logistics along the way, so thank you all. So I'm very proud of this spot. The result is awesome, and this will be a destination spot in Alamance County. Impact Alamance invested $250,000 in Kate's Farms Park, and these funds went towards the trail as well as the playground. I'll just echo thank you, councilman and administration, for the extra investment. Prices go up, and I'm glad you didn't settle because here's the result. So we are so thrilled that we are a partner in this project. And, you know, we have a lot in common with Mebane. Impact Alamance believes in creating healthy spaces with our residents so they can exercise, spend time with their families, and play. And Mebane values this as well. Impact Alamance believes that creating healthy spaces benefits the health of our residents, it benefits our economy, and it provides a resource that's free to families of all different backgrounds. And Mebane values this as well. And finally, Impact Alamance believes that investing in built environment projects like this are smart investments that last long term and will continue to contribute to the well-being of our community. Mebane values this as well. So thank you, Mebane, for this wonderful gift and for your investment in this project. And we look forward to working with you in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Marcy, and thank you so much for what Impact Alamance does. Hence the name Impact. And a lot of the members that are on the board are friends, and they are constantly doing great things for Alamance County. And as Chris mentioned, we will be adding, so we will be asking. Anyway, but thank y'all. I think we summed up how great this is, how great the effort is part. It will become a destination. That's interesting that was mentioned. It is going to be a destination, and it will be a park that everybody, and I mean everybody, can enjoy. And that is a great thing. And I think that's what makes Mebane positively charming. I'm paid $1 every time I say positively charming. So thank y'all for coming. The best part of the show is right now, the ribbon cutting. Council, Dorothy, who else? City manager.
Okay.
Yep.
Walk through the crowd.
All yours, sir. Did you say Tammy? Yes. You laughed. I did. She leaves me all the time to do it. Sharon? You get that?
I'll see it on the side.
You need to be in it there.
Yeah, definitely.
I like that Carolina blue jacket. It's beautiful.
You ready?
We're ready.
You want to join me?
Oh, sure.
1, 2, 3.
All right.
Thank you so much.